Q&A. I posted a community post for a Q&A and drawing your guys' OC in my Discord server to celebrate 6k, well, 15k. Thank you so much for the amazing and unique OC. I checked out all the OC and was amazed how unique and how many submissions there were. I'll be updating and having more sneak peeks on my Discord server, which includes art feedbacks, games, events, contests, and many more. And yet again, thank you so much for all the support. So the first OC I picked was this one. This really went for a Dungeons & Dragons style, which is why I chose this OC. I love the outfit and the design. It had so much detail for me to struggle, and I wanted to do a magical pose of her lifting water. And yes, that made me struggle even more. Now, our first question. Where are you from and who's your favorite artist? I am from China, Hong Kong. My favorite artist is Matcha. It's a really well-known artist due to its amazing composition and rendering skills. When I look at the art, it's like floating on clouds and want to do a backflip, so I'm really inspired to render like her one day. What is your favorite Roblox game? I love playing horror games, even though I'm too scared to play alone. Yes, I am scared of Lego jumping on my screen. What's your favorite game and have you watched anime? If so, what are your favorite characters? My favorite game is Final Fantasy and Chilla's art game, Parasocial. My favorite anime characters are Blackstar, Death the Kid, Mista, Conan, Bochi, Yukari, Sawako Yamanaka, Shin, Rei, Nico Naimiyama, and Master Regan. I actually have more, but these are the characters I have in mind. 2 questions from Ali. 1. What are you most proud about your art? I actually never thought about this question. I always think about my art, what I could do better, but I'm usually proud of finishing the art piece. I know it sounds pretty odd to say, but you may not know, I scrap a lot of art pieces. I always don't show the bad ones and show you the good art pieces. If my sketch is bad or my motivation is low, I don't finish the art piece and leave it in the dust. So basically, after completing an art piece is the thing that I'm most proud of. 2. What do you think you want to improve on? I want to improve on poses like anatomy, full composition, and perspective. I lately practicing from time to time and slowly improving. Do you have other hobbies? I am a person that loves discovering new hobbies. I remember I got really into papercraft. Here are some creations I done. But that didn't last. I quit the next day since it was too hard for me. Although, my main hobbies are playing electric guitar, knitting/crocheting, figurine and manga collector, not sure if that's a hobby, and editing. I love editing, especially transition editing. I'm mostly done. Fun fact, I wasn't supposed to be an artist on YouTube. I was actually planning to be an editor instead, but sooner I got more attached to art and became who I am today. Although, I still make edits but with my art instead. Yes, I'm planning to post future animations, so stay tuned for that. So now I went ahead and added coloring effects. The second OC I picked was this one. I really like the overall style, especially the hairstyle and the colors. I was decided to color the gradient on the hair since it is my first time coloring gradient hair. The outfit and the art piece remind me of cyberpunk, which was the art piece vibe I was wanting to go for. So another question is, a question from Mella, how did you decide the username Smiley? It's a pretty funny story, but when the anime Tokyo Revengers came out, so near early 2021, I loved one of the characters, Nahoya Kawada, who is known as Smiley. It kinda grew on to me, making Smiley as my username. Question from ZY, did you have any inspiration for your art style? I got my art style from many manga and anime artists I love, such as Tokyo Ghoul, Ayazawa's manga, and any shoujo anime. I'm a huge fan of shoujo romance animes, so I take art style inspiration from watching them. I am mainly inspired by shows I love, especially character designs. What's your favorite part about drawing and why? My favorite part of drawing is coming with the ideas. I love creating compositions that conveys emotions and stories. I absolutely love drawing with creative ideas and themes. Especially when creating an OC, it's like creating nothing into something. So I got a few questions of my OC. So it's pretty confusing because I did recently revamp the OC design, which is my persona, Smiley. She's a representation of me who loves video games, anime, manga, manhwas, music, and art. Her design shows aspects of things I love, such as her jacket having graffiti stickers of the things I like, which is the shows I like. My original OC design is Wu Xin. She's a fighter and an anti-hero. I don't want to scrap this design, so I decided to make an OC a video game character for my persona, Smiley, to play since I love video games and It might sound kind of confusing since it's like a crossover, so yeah. What was your first OC? My very first OC was actually a gacha character. It was inspired by unicorns since during that time, everyone was obsessed with unicorns and pastels. I don't have the original design, but here's what it kind of looked like. When did you start drawing and what made you want to draw? I started drawing when I was really young. When I was little, I always find a scrap piece of paper to draw one of my favorite shows, Ever After High and Monster High. Then I started to have more interest in drawing, and I got my first sketchbook in 2018. That was also the time when I was a big anime fan, so I drew what comes in mind afterwards. The third OC is this one. I picked this one because it kind of reminded me of Land of the Lustrous and Tokyo Ghoul. Even though it had a simple design, I had the most fun drawing this one. Like, drawing male is so much easier, and I had a satisfying rendering process. What are your favorite songs? Some of my favorite songs are Caraphernalia by Pierce the Veil, Brand New City by Mitski, Cologne by Bia de Dupi, Amoeba and Juno by Claro, and Be Quiet and Drive Far Away by Deftones. Do you collect manga? If so, which one do you got? Yes, I am a big manga collector. Even though I don't have many mangas since they are expensive, I usually go thrift them or go to conventions. What do you draw on? I draw on IbisPaint on an iPad Pro 11 with the Apple Pencil 2nd generation. A couple questions from Siri. 1. Are you planning to host any events on yourself? Yes. In my Discord server, I'm planning to host many fun events like games such as Roblox, which are drawing games and horror games. 2. What do you struggle on while drawing? Everything? I guess it's pretty harder to believe, but mainly it's towards making the drawing more proportional. If you didn't know, or you can't tell really, when I'm recording me drawing, it puts you on the spot. I am a perfectionist, so I always fix my mistake with Liquify. 3. Are you self-taught? Yes, I am. I always watch YouTube video and eyeball what I see. 4. Do you have pets? Please send pictures if you do. So I really never had a pets before, except a goldfish, but my grandma flushed it down in the toilet because she thought it was dead or something. But I don't have any pets since I'm allergic to the fur. 5. Cats or dogs? Cats. My favorite animals are always cats. I remember when I was younger, I wanted to be those old cat ladies with 13 cats until I found out that I was allergic to them. 6. Opinion on pineapple on pizza? Good. I love pineapple, but I always thought I was allergic to them because I felt a little tingle in my throat. But who cares? They taste good. 7. Opinion on mint chocolate chip ice cream? I love mint chocolate chip flavor overall. Now the last OC is this one. I especially picked this one because of the design. I really like the elegant ethereal look, so I decided to do this soft pose. 2 questions from Grass Toucher. Some of you guys need to do that. 1. What inspired you to draw? So, since I really like anime, I usually draw characters in shows such as Madoka you've seen. 2. Where do you get your motivation to draw? I usually get motivated to draw when I search on Pinterest. I usually draw characters I like and think of ideas revolving towards the characters. I never felt discouraged when drawing, thinking I would never improve. But in 2023, I started drawing more frequently in digital art, then slowly drawing felt really fun. And I love experimenting and drawing my favorite characters and shows. That's what I became who I am today. Oh my god, that was cringe. So a couple of questions from AJ. How much time on average does it take you to complete an art piece? When I started digital art, I drew with my finger and my phone. Those art pieces usually take 10 hours, but I currently now draw on iPad and pencil, which usually takes 5 hours to draw a bust-up or a half-body portrait. Do you listen to music while you draw? If so, drop the playlist. I usually listen to my favorite artist and album depending on the mood and the art piece, which really gets me to brainstorm ideas while listening to music. But I created a playlist on a chill indie music to listen when drawing, linked in the description. Do you like to draw traditional as well? Yes, but rarely. During the You Know What 2019 event, I have been drawing traditional very often during that time. Now that most of my traditional art is paintings, oil pastel, clay, and such. Any tips on rendering or the art process itself? I always start drawing big shapes, then start adding details onwards. Try to focus on the whole art piece rather than one aspect. So try to draw zooming out rather than zooming in into each aspect. Another few questions from Jacqueline. How did you decide what colors to use for your characters? So I basically have two main colors and an accent color. The accent color is basically different from the other two colors. It just makes the character more recognizable and fun. How do you do so many borders, items, little sparkles, and all extra details for your drawings? I always like to keep my art piece busy, adding sparkles ideally for empty spaces in the background. Overlayers could help you match the art piece more, but it depends on what type of vibe you're going for. For example, this art piece. It was inspired by a magazine cover of Pop Teen. I just took a magazine inspo and slapped it over with stickers, text that are colorful. What's your ideal canvas size? I have a canvas size between 2K or 4K quality. To check, IbisPaint has these canvases in 2K and 4K quality. If you want a custom size, I go to the range between 2000 to 4000 pixel. But be aware it might crash your IbisPaint depending on your device. What inspo/videos do you use that made your art so eye candy? My inspo mainly comes from manga official art or Project Sekai cards, so it's a really good idea to start when stuck. How many layers do you usually use? I start with 3 layers, one for sketch, line art, base color, and lighting. Then I merge it into one layer and started rendering. I add additional layer for other stuff such as glasses, petals in the air, and etc. Tips on lighting and pose. So I'm actually not that good with lighting and poses, especially anatomy. But one thing for sure is when drawing lighting and pose, you have to remember it's a 3D shape. If it's a sphere, the shadows are curved. If it's a cube, the shadows are flat on one face. You can always use a 3D model to place lighting and test it out and try what's best for your art piece. A genuine tip to prove your art. Always, what I mean always, never throw away your old work. If you ever feel like you never improve, look at your old drawings. Reflect on the things that you could improve on and whatnot. You will never notice how gradually you improve your art if you never look back in your old ones. It's good to be open to try new things such as hands, anatomy, and background. If you're always in your safe bubble, you might improve a little, but it wouldn't hurt to at least try from time to time. So here's all the 4 OC that I drew. Please like this video because I cried a little when I was editing this. Thank you so much for all the support. I hope you learned some things about me and enjoyed this Q&A. Until next time, goobers. Bye!